about voting for him at 80? Do you feel like he's too old? What do you think?
I think that you have to look at it as the better of the two evils, honestly. I mean, considering right now with anybody that's in the position to make the decisions and run, they're all older. With him being older, just having someone as young, as vibrant, as passionate as Madam Vice President, she needs to be there.
I completely agree.
Vice President Kamala Harris is receiving high praise from students as she tours some of the country's historically black colleges. You'd never know from the warm reception she's getting that, along with those on the right, some on the left are questioning whether she should remain on the Biden-Harris ticket for 2024. Whew. Joining me now, Aaron Haynes, MSNBC contributor and editor-at-large at the 19th. Aaron, thank you for coming to the Saturday show. Look, criticism of the vice president has seemingly ramped up even more in the past couple of weeks from politicians and columnists and pundits. Why and why now?
Well, Jonathan, it's not new. I mean, this is something that has persisted, and even was there when she was nominated, that historic nomination for her. There were questions about, whether President Biden should have picked her to be his running mate, and now that she's in the job, those questions have persisted. Look, I think it's absolutely relevant to raise questions about his age. He was elected as the oldest president in our country's history. That's something that has not changed, over the past 3 years. And so, questions about whether she's ready and capable for the job are certainly worth asking. But at the same time, it is not as though she has not been somebody who's shown herself to be a partner to this president, somebody who has really found her footing in the last year, especially around issues of rights and the case for the threat to democracy. And so really, I think the main point is that jettisoning the first black woman vice president, the people that I've talked to, on the record have certainly told me that is a non-starter, and basically have said it would be political suicide for Democrats to get rid of Vice President Harris.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, it's so silly for folks to have this conversation. But Aaron, I'm just wondering, because to your point, the criticisms of the vice president have been coming at her since she was picked by Joe Biden to be his running mate. My question is, are they doing it not because they think she's incompetent, but because they know her potential and they're afraid of her?
Well, I think, because the vice president is in a historic role, a lot of times you have a political press that is frankly white and male and that is used to covering politicians that don't look like Vice President Harris. And so this is leadership that is kind of hard for them to necessarily understand. This is not the vice president's role is not something that traditionally we have paid a lot of attention to, and yet because she is somebody that is doing this for the first time as somebody who is a black woman, that does draw increased scrutiny, I think, to the role. And frankly, even black voters have told me they wanted to see more of her. They wanted to see what she was doing, no matter what that was. And so I think you've increasingly seen her showing up and doing the job. She's been more visible. You've seen her kind of honing her message. And so I think that is drawing more attention to her, especially as we head into 2024.
Right. I have often said that I think sadly, the best thing to happen to Vice President Harris was the Dobbs decision, because it gave her an issue that comes from here and gave her the platform to be more vocal, more out there in ways that a vice president should and in the way she should. The campaign has made it clear that they are going to put her front and center on a whole lot of things. Is the Kamala Harris that we're seeing now, the Vice President Harris we're seeing now, are we going to be seeing even more of that as the campaign ramps up?
I think you will. I mean, you see that this college tour, this is a vice president that is popular with young voters, especially going to some of these historically black colleges. She's an HBCU alum. But also to your point, Jonathan, she did find her voice on Dobbs, also on the issue of education and attempts to erase our history. She's been very vocal and proactive around that. Issues of democracy. She showed up in Nashville when the Tennessee Three were ousted from that chamber. That was her decision. And so, I do think that you will see probably Vice President Harris continuing to kind of go on offense and continuing to use her voice and be a campaign surrogate that could very well be effective, particularly with young voters, obviously with Black women, and really key to galvanizing Democrats headed into next year.
If anyone has any doubt about the vice president's passion and competence, I urge them to watch her speech in Nashville for the Tennessee Three. It is the best political speech she has ever given to date. Erin Haines, as always, thank you very much for coming to the Saturday Show.